NFL fans, New York Giants fans, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, look, we're back at it again. John Mara has decided to keep Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen as the leaders of the New York Giants franchise right now. We're going to get into it. We're going to see what they're going to say. But first and foremost, I go by the name Ayo Mike from High and Low Takes. Let's get into it. We're going to see what Brian Daboll going to say because it's a lot of malarkey. It's a lot.
Hey, Mike! I'm tired of your presence. Dismiss.
The defense not being good enough. Have you made any staff changes?
Yeah, I haven't made any staff changes. I'll just say everything wasn't good enough. So, when you only win 3 games, there's a lot of things that need to be improved. And again, it's only the day after the last game, so we'll get started on that process.
Are you considering?
You really need to let go of Shane Bowen. I've been calling this man Shane Steichen the whole time, the Indianapolis coach, but you need to let go of Shane Bowen. The defense has been horrible. The secondary don't know what they're doing. The defensive line can't get to the quarterback because the secondary is taking too long. I don't know what he's seen in Shane Bowen, but he did not call the plays when Mike Vrabel was there. Mike Vrabel was the honorary, was the leader, the de facto defensive play caller. I mean, that's what he was. Shane Bowen was just there to, I don't know what he was there for. But you see, he don't have that passion and that zeal that Wink had. You know, that passion. We seen on Hard Knocks when he came in, he was just like, you guys got to do your job. You got to do it like this. You know, if you do your job right. You know, I mean, like, who wants to play for somebody like that? He's boring. No passion, no zeal, no fire. It's just, and I'm not saying he don't know what he's doing. It's just like, who want, and like, oh, it don't look like it this far, does it? I mean, look, I'm looking at the zone calling sometimes, and guys getting beat, and man, it's like he's not putting together a good scheme, a good plan. And then when I watched him, or I watched one press conference, it's like he blamed it on the players, like, oh, the linebacker got to fail right there, or he got to do it. No, what are you doing? Because you're not putting the guys in the right position to succeed. I'm talking about the defensive coordinator. That's what we need, because the secondary isn't good. The D-line looking average, and we invested a lot of money in that. The linebackers looking decent, but need improvement. We already know what the offense is like, but our defense, at least when we had Wink, was a bright spot of the team. We may have got points scored on us, but at the end of the day, we were leading in turnovers. We was like top 3 in turnover difference in the NFL. When we had Wink Martin there, it was picks. Xavier McKinney getting stuff. Like, come on now. And Dexter Lawrence still gets sacks and everything. We know he was injured like half of the season. But the thing about it is Shane Bowen needs to go. But let's get back to it.
Considering staff changes? Are you considering it?
Look, we just got done with meeting with the players. I'll sit down with all the coaches, and we'll make the best decisions we can for the football team.
So you're not
You
moving out.
say that, but by this point last year, you had already moved on from Thomas McGahee and Bobby Johnson. So it's not crazy that you would have already thought about making staff changes.
Yeah, haven't thought about it in terms of, I got a lot of confidence in the guys that have put the time and effort and energy in. The results were terrible, but we're moving forward here, and do everything we can do to improve it.
John also said you guys had a long meeting on Friday and you laid out your plan. So within that plan, there was nothing about making any staff changes?
Yeah, what I talk about with John is private.
So hard to the mic.
We had a long conversation about a lot of different things.
Within that plan, he expressed he wasn't happy with the defense. So that would seem to put Shane Bowen in the crosshairs. Just the owner saying he's not happy with the defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it as that. I mean, look, you're not happy with anything when you win 3 games, Dan.
You also mentioned he said to you, have you thought about not calling plays next year?
Yeah, I brought that up. To him in a meeting. Again, there's no decision that's been made. We'll sit back and take a look at everything and do what we need to do.
When we talked to you at the owners meeting, you were pretty adamant about wanting play calling back. Talking about the number of head coaches were offensive minded that are still calling plays. So to give it up after 1 year after taking it back, I mean, why is that something you're?
Well, I'm not saying I'm giving it up or not giving it up.
Why is it something you're considering?
Look, we won 3 games, so I'm going to consider every option to try to be better.
Brian,
I don't know what it is, but it seemed like John Mara had that spanking to Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll and got them answering questions honestly. That's what the fan base need, honesty. Now, I know they're not going to give away the quarterback situation and what they're going to do when it comes to, the draft, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. They're not going to give that away, or they're going after a veteran quarterback, but you cannot go after a veteran quarterback. I think another reporter is going to bring it up. You cannot go after a veteran quarterback because of that veteran quarterback. He is the known. We know his ceiling. We need somebody that we don't know where their ceiling's at. So Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, whoever that quarterback might be, you need somebody who has a unknown ceiling, because your job will be safer for unknown ceiling opposed to the known. We're not. You get a veteran quarterback when you're ready to compete. We're not ready to compete. We got a lot of pieces and holes we got to fill.
What is your vision for the team going forward? Because John talked about the fact that he remains confident in both your vision and Joe's vision.
I'd just say we got a lot of work to do, and that's what we'll do.
How much of your future here do you think is tied to who the quarterback is going to be in September?
Yeah, I'm focused on today here. I just found out we're going to be able to stay, so got a lot of work to do, and that's what we're.
Yeah, he just said it. He not worried about the quarterback right now. He not worried about the quarterback right now, but we know he is worried about the quarterback right now. He's going to give you a dummy answer because he's trying. You can't give your cards away when it comes down to NFL draft. Even though everybody knows the Giants going to get a quarterback, whether it be J.J. McCarthy, whether it be Shedeur Sanders, Cam Moore, or they go after another quarterback, whoever it may be, they're going to get a quarterback.
We're going to do.
Why did you do exit meetings this year but not last year?
I thought it was the right thing to do. Did it.
My thing is though, you don't want Daniel Jones juices falling off on J.J. McCarthy, and next thing you know, we got another Daniel Jones. We don't want him to. We don't want. I'm hoping that when Daniel Jones went to Minnesota, he didn't contaminate J.J. McCarthy if we do happen to get him. J.J. McCarthy already got the injury. You should have went after Michael Penix Jr. We should have got Malik Neighbors, or went back another pick and got Michael Penix Jr. That's what you should have done. Joe Schoen should have done that. But here we are.
The first year too.
Why wasn't it the right thing last year?
Because we thought something else would be a little bit better.
Willing or more likely to pursue a veteran quarterback than a rookie quarterback who you will have to obviously develop?
Yeah, I'd say we'll pursue anything we think can make us better. NFL is usually a one-year deal anyway, so we'll do everything we can do to be much better than we were this year.
They're not going after a vet. They're not.
Your discussions with John and just going into next season, do you feel like you need to make the playoffs in 2025?
No, again, the conversations we have are private. I would just say, obviously, 3 wins isn't good enough.
What kind of honor and privilege is it to coach this franchise in your mind?
Yeah, it's a great honor. Need to do a better job.
Personally,
a bunch of things with them, but got a lot of respect for Mike.
Why isn't Joe out here with you?
He's coming here after me to talk. Player meetings, I'll sit down with all the coaches, discuss, a bunch of things with them, but got a lot of respect for Mike.
Why isn't Joe out here with you?
Mike, I'm gonna go back. I'm sorry, I went a little bit too fast.
Great honor. Need to do a better job.
Personally, then absent Sean. Personally, do you feel like you need to make the playoffs next year?
I just think we got to do a better job of continuing improving where we're at. That's what we need to do. So long road ahead, a lot of things to improve on, and it starts with me.
You guys blocked Capco from interviewing for an OC job last offseason. Will you do the same this year, or has anything changed there?
Yeah, again, we just got done player meetings. I'll sit down with all the coaches, discuss, a bunch of things with them, but got a lot of respect for Mike.
Why isn't Joe out here with you?
He's coming here after me to talk.
Are you doing those sit-downs with coaches today?
Over the next few days. Yeah, over the next few days.
You guys made some significant changes, whether it's special teams, other coaching staff, defensive coordinator. Would it be challenging to redo it again?
Yeah, like I said, I got a lot of confidence in the guys. We'll sit down, we'll talk about a lot of different things, and we'll make the decisions we think we need to make.
What do you look at it when you say, we have to fix here? Like, why did this season go wrong? What sticks out to you in that regard?
Yeah, that's. There's a lot of things. Obviously, didn't play well enough, didn't coach well enough.
Brian Daboll, you gotta be. That's my thing, Brian. You gotta be more honest than that. Brian Daboll is like trying to protect everybody. First and foremost, just say you didn't do well enough, and then call out the specific issues on both sides of the ball. Say, I know it's a team game, but call it out like it is. Look, I didn't coach this well this season. Obviously, we made some decisions at quarterback that affected the season, and our secondary didn't do well. Our offensive line didn't do well. Defense were average, could have been better, but the defensive line wasn't able to do much because the secondary can't hold anybody. Linebackers played pretty decent, but if the secondary play well, and it'll make the whole team play better on that defensive side of the ball because everything is revolved around the secondary of how good they can hold their guys. Linebackers playing better. Defensive line can actually go after the quarterback now. Offensive line, of course, that's been an issue for a long time. And we're finally making the right decisions and progressing upward, but we've regressed a little bit. It seems like on certain positions on the offensive line. What positions they are, I won't get into them. But we all need to play better as a whole. Be honest, call it out. That's all you got to do. That's why you get grilled the most out of everybody.
One of the things players brought up to me was that they thought at times there was a lack of accountability in regards to young players. I'm wondering what you think when you hear that.
Yeah, I'd say, look, everything's got to be better when you win 3 games.
You met with John on Friday, correct?
I did,
And he said,
amongst other days.
right,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, that was, he mentioned that was a long meeting.
Yeah, we had a long meeting.
And that was a, different than other meetings, right? That was a meeting to talk about the future and your job and things like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of discussions about a lot of different
He
things.
told you today that you're coming back.
He did.
So between Friday and today, was anything in your mind thinking that your job might be in jeopardy, or is there anything from that Friday that kind of convinced you that you were going to come back?
Yeah, Paul, I try to focus on the things I can control, so that's
You're
what I
also a
focus
human
on.
being who values a job, I would think.
What's
So
that?
You're also a human being who values
Sure.
your job.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, between Friday and Monday, was there anything in your head?
All you have to do, people want to see the honesty. You don't have to say, I went home and cried and told my wife and told my kids get ready to pack. You don't have to, man, nobody cares about that. You don't have to say that. Just be honest and be like, I mean, as a human, man, like, we know the NFL is a 1-year business. And of course, I didn't produce enough as a coach. I didn't make the right decisions. We didn't make the right decisions. The team didn't play well this year, and that falls on me. At the end of the day, I need to be better. I need to do better. Yes, that does hurt, but it's a harsh truth. It's a harsh reality, and I know I need to be better, and I need to be accountable, not only to the organization, not only to the organization, but first and foremost to the team, to the owner, the GM, and of course the fans and you guys who report and give information to the fans. Voila! It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Head that said, I might not, just thinking about your job security.
Yeah, I just focus on what I need to do for each day.
Is that easy to compartmentalize for you, or do you find that as a challenge that through the years you've had to do that?
I think the older you get in this profession and the more things you go through, I think it's easier to focus on the things you can control.
You need a therapist.
What makes up, Brian, the qualities of a winning quarterback?
I'd say there's a lot of things. I'm not going to get into all the particulars.
Yeah, I don't blame him for not getting the particulars of that, because what they're trying to do now is that, and I don't blame him. That's a good question. What they're trying to do now is they're trying to say, okay, he's going to say leadership. He's going to say being able to throw the ball in the pocket, be accurate, deep ball accuracy, being a leader of men. And they're going to turn around and be like, do you think Cam Ward is a leader of men because he said this? Or do you think Shedeur Sanders, because his daddy is there, do you think he'd be a leader? They're going to do that. So that was a good answer by him for once. See, it's good to when to give and when to take. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, he retrieved a little bit and saying, like, I can't say that. He's going to say it's a lot of good qualities. And I feel like he said the right thing right there. He said the right thing right there.
They got to be a good football player, got to be accurate, good decision maker, good in critical situations, good in 2-minute, good in the red zone, leadership. There's a lot of different things.
It's a difficult.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to do all that, but he didn't get too much into depth like he really wanted to. He get into depth when he's in those draft rooms, and he's not going to give all that away.
Sure to find one like that.
Yeah.
Brian, do you believe that you've had the players that you needed to win more games than maybe you guys have the last 2 years?
Yeah, I just say, look, we didn't do a good enough job. I didn't do a good enough job, and we're going to do everything we can do to get it better.
All right, that's all I got for right now, man. Look, the Giants, it's a lot of work to do. Shane Bowen need to go. I'm sorry, we need a better defensive coordinator. The New York Giants need a better defensive coordinator so the secondary can play right. The defensive line can actually get to the quarterback because the secondary doing their job. Linebackers need to be better. They're injury prone. The offensive line is horrible. Wide receivers is good. You need to find a way to use Jalen Hyatt because it makes no sense how Jalen Hyatt's not being used in this offense. You need another offensive mind to come in. Let go of Mike Kafka, or let Mike Kafka do his thing. Either or. You need to do something. You need to be, pick somebody from Sean McVay's tree at this point. You need some type of creativity in the offense, or Brian Daboll, when you get this new quarterback, whether it be Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, hoping it's one of those two. I don't want anybody else but those two. Because all these Giants fans, we arguing about who's better, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. What we need to be arguing is we don't get nobody else. We get them and nobody else. Because anybody else they're gonna end up losing their job. JJ McCarthy, I'm not too sure about him. He could get injured again. He can re-rupture something like Deshaun Watson just did. We don't know. But that's the thing. The New York Giants, this is who we are. This is where we are. and this is where it's going. Look, I hope it get better, but first and foremost, I'm just gonna let y'all know about, like I said, I go by the name Ayo Mike from High and Low Takes, and I'm out.